Great morning, folks. Beautiful Wednesday. So I'm going to share with you how I prepare my first meal for the day. So I just started heating up my pan. I figured what a better time than any just to be able to share a little bit of what my morning routine looks like in preparing my first meal that is equivalent to 1,000 calories. Yes, 1,000 calories. I'm gonna walk you through how I would typically do it. So as the pan is heating up, I simply just take some Pam spray. Like even everything, this Pam spray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sprays is 1 serving, it's 10 calories. I actually didn't add that into my calculations. It's pretty darn close. So the first thing I do is once I heat my pan up, right through here is I take my spinach. Once I see the pan starting to smoke a little bit, I put in 2 big handfuls, which is gonna be, I've done this enough times, it's gonna be equivalent to 60 grams of spinach. I'm not gonna weigh it out. I already know what it looks like. So it's 60 grams of spinach. But let me actually show you one of my favorite parts of my morning. I take about yay spinach. You're gonna come with me for a moment. And I take this spinach and I take it over here and watch this. She loves spinach. That's Bella. Say great morning, Bella. I love the noises she makes when she eats her spinach in the morning. That's the first step. Get the spinach nice and warm. Start to saute it in there. So this is leftover skirt steak fajita. And that's what I'm choosing to use as my protein source, at least one of my protein sources for this morning. I eyeball this. I know exactly to the eye how much is going to be 3 ounces. This meat weighs down the spinach so it helps cook it more efficiently. So I'm really focused on my protein intake in the morning and my fats because those are going to be 2 great fuel sources. And I keep my fats lighter in the evening and in the late afternoon, so my body is going to be craving's really not the right word. I'm just going to say it's looking to resource. Right now the sun's coming up. The sun's been up actually. It's nice that the sun gets up a little bit earlier. And one of the mandatory parts of my morning is that I always get up before the sun gets up. I always want to beat the sun up. And I'm walking through this real time. My intention is to do nothing different than I normally would do, other than talking. I usually don't talk while making my breakfast. Nobody's up. Kids are sleeping right now. I wouldn't be surprised if JoJo gets up though. Dad, you woke me up. You're talking too loud. But if I get some pepper in here, onion, that's all right. I don't even count that. I'm just being honest here. I just don't count that as nutrients. I'm not here to pick apart and measure and weigh out every little piece. But I know what I know, and I know what 3 ounces is of meat. So usually I go with chicken. We talked about turkey tenderloin on our call. That's a really great lean quality protein source. All right, this is the last piece. And I'll show you what this looks like. And see, so that's what it looks like. And one thing I also do is I have my eggs ready and prepared the night before. So here's my bowl of eggs, 2 whole eggs, 6 egg whites. So 8 eggs every morning. When I say every morning, I mean every morning. And I use traditional eggs. I don't use any egg beaters. I've built the habit of routine just to be patient to crack open each egg. And I just take this fork and I just mix in the spinach that's been sauteing along with the meat. In this case, it's the skirt steak and the vegetables from the fajita. And then while this is cooking with the egg, I'm going to share with you a measurement. I'm going to add avocado to this, which usually I wouldn't do avocado and the steak because they both are going to have a higher value of fats, but I really do enjoy how avocado and steak taste together. And yes, I've tracked all this already, so I've already done my nutritional documentation on it. It is 1,000 calories, and I'll show you how and why. All right, so now I'm going to pour the eggs in, and the egg just settles in and starts cooking underneath the spinach and skirt steak. I always try to get every little bit of egg out. While this is doing its magic, cooking up, let's go through the avocado. So this is going to be some of the learning. You don't have to tear it. There's a tear button on here. But you can just turn on the scale with the bowl on it already, so that way it just starts off at 0 ounces. But in this case, we're gonna go grams. So I'm gonna go right here to grams. It's got 1 gram, just gonna tear that baby out. Boom, now it's at 0. Because avocado is so much higher in fat, and by the way, did you know, fun fact, avocado is actually a fruit. Many people think it's a vegetable. Why is it a fruit? Because it has a seed in it. Anything that has a seed is considered a fruit. All right, so that's 47 grams. And my sweet spot is 75 grams. It's just sort of where I've always been. I know exactly what the nutritional value is. There we go. Bingo. That's what the avocado looks like, 76 grams. So now my avocado is all set. Now I don't touch that until the eggs are done cooking. I don't mix that in here. The avocado goes merely on top. I always keep my stove setting on the same. It's at a 2. That way I can, like, it's all really timing. It allows you to know how long you can get away from the stove until you have to be back in order to turn and scramble or mix, flip the eggs. All right, so let me show you. So here we have just a little bit of a station. Van Buren coffee, Honduras, FTO, RFA, whole bean coffee. But yet it's ground when it arrives at my house. Man, it's delicious. So I have everything tracked already. So I've already documented it and tracked it prior to me actually preparing it. So I know exactly what I'm doing and I know exactly how I'm preparing my meal. If you can see that there, I can feel my eggs are just about to be ready to go. So the egg whites, whole eggs, skirt steak, and the spinach, everything you see in that pan, I'm gonna say the avocado as well, because that all is gonna go into the same meal, is 582 calories. And I'm not gonna mention the breakdown of the macronutrients. Let me get this done. It's such a beautiful day. All right, so now I put this to the side. You can see that, and I just let that cool off. I don't want to keep that on the hot burner. Nutritional values. You'll see what I'm going to prepare next for the second part of my meal, because there's very few, if any, carbohydrates in this meal. There's only 8 grams of carbohydrates. I really want to get my carbs in for the morning as well. I really focus and put intention to a balanced, large meal to ignite and start my day. I go with the EZEKIEL bread. So this morning I'm choosing that. It's one of 2 things, EZEKIEL bread or steel cut oats. But today, for again, sake of time, I'm just gonna go with EZEKIEL bread. And then I'm gonna choose a sunflower seed spread, which you can find at Trader Joe's. And then I'm also going to top it off with 1 tablespoon, which is 1 serving of a Mosaic's peach raspberry jam. Just give it a little bit of sweet, but also that will top it to 1,000 calories. Let's talk about that, because I think there's some really great value in the EZEKIEL bread. And here's how you know the bread's gonna be natural, organic, no preservatives, is that if you leave it on the counter for a standard duration of time like you would a normal loaf of bread, it's gonna go bad. It's gonna get moldy, it's gonna rot. I always store my bread carbohydrate sources in the freezer. This is the way to preserve it. This is the way to keep your EZEKIEL bread. If you like the super bread from Trader Joe's, this is the way to go. So you just freeze it. There's 80 calories per slice. Now you got toaster vision right here. Toaster vision. There it goes. My settings are all kind of discombobulated when it comes to my toaster, so I really have to pay attention so it doesn't burn. So while that's cooking, let me share with you some of the sunflower seed, because I'll go with almond butter or sunflower seed or just a natural peanut butter. But my go-tos are some of the more healthier nuts, which will be sunflower seeds or almond butter. There's a walnut butter out there as well. I like to stick with what I know and what I enjoy eating. This has 210 calories. 210 calories for 2 tablespoons. So it's really no different than regular peanut butter. It's just higher in calories because the fats are higher in sunflower seeds, which is fine, okay? Because these are gonna be a healthier contribution of fats. I'm gonna show you what a tablespoon of actual almond butter looks like, because we easily overeat and overconsume simple things like this. Like, what's 1 tablespoon look like? All right, so you have, let's grab a knife. It's not gonna be as easy because I don't have the toast ready to actually put the butter on. And it's 16 grams per tablespoon. There he is, the Hoj Moj. May you have an awesome smile in the morning. Let's keep that on all day. So I'm just gonna throw the toast on here, on the scale. I'm gonna tear the scale. There's a button that says tear that just sets everything to 0. So if I take this knife, just do this a couple times, I encourage you. Spread a thin layer of whatever butter you choose And the sunflower seed butter is much thinner than any other nut butter. All right, so that right there is 15 grams. Now look, it's not lumpy. It's a real thin layer. And that's 1 tablespoon of almond butter, nut butter, whatever you're choosing. You could easily double that because I see people mound it on there. They're lathering it. Now you're doubling, tripling the calories. So I'm gonna replicate this here on the other piece of toast. And that is how I start my day. Simple. Simple for me because I've been doing it for, gosh, years. There he is. Ta-da! The Hackmaster Plus, coming at you live. Let me show you how I top this and finish it. I take the avocado, throw it on top, and I just take a knife and I cut it into smaller than bite-sized pieces. Ooh, I'll show you even the second best part of my morning. So I think if everybody's watching my stories, you know what's about to come next. I like it a little bit darker than that, but that is going to do for me today. I really can't go without my Frank's Red Hots. Give it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of spice. No calories in it, nothing to be concerned about. There's a little bit of salt in there, but I just do a couple splashes like this. Questions, by the way, about the tracking, the meals. I had said on our call, in our conversation with the nutrition, it was 750 calories. I knew it was a little bit more than 750 calories, but I really tried to prevent like that massive, like shock and awe, like, whoa, 750 calories. But it's realistically more around 850 to probably 900 calories. But with the steak in there, the steak is gonna boost the caloric intake and surplus because of the extra fats in there. It's easily, for me, 1,000 calorie meal to start my day. And I woke up this morning hungry, so I knew I was metabolizing efficiently. And I know that come 9:30, 10 o'clock, right before my training in the gym, I'm gonna be hungry again. So my body is resourcing all these nutrients efficiently and effectively so that it's preparing me to fuel me and heal my body as it needs to. And again, I'm not at all suggesting, let's see if I can see you here. I'm not at all suggesting that this is what you do. I'm just saying this is what I do and how I do it. And even if it's just part of the measurement or how to add nut butter onto a piece of toast, or it's, you know, measuring out the avocado or whatever it is, if I can help in some way, this is my routine every day. Let's break this down. So we're looking at 997 calories. This is 1,000 calories. I didn't add this. I didn't add some of the vegetables that are in here. 51 grams of carbs, 53 grams of fat, 75 grams of protein. And then of course people are like, whoa, my 75 grams of protein, your body can't digest more than 30 grams at a sitting. Well, it's not true. I've proven it. It's not the calories you're consuming. It's what are you doing with those calories? How active is your lifestyle? Only 10 grams of sugar. So out of all this, there's only 10 grams of sugar, and that came solely from the jam that I'm gonna add on there. So if I take that out, it really has no sugar in 1,000 calorie meal. So is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible to have minimal sugar and still thrive and survive throughout the day. And then fiber, 15 grams of fiber. I wanna make sure that I have soluble and insoluble fibers that are gonna help with my digestive system and all of my body's operations. That's how that all breaks down. And again, I track it beforehand. And now I can replicate this meal as often as I want, and I already have the nutritional values written down. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I don't know how I'm exactly going to do this, but let me figure it out. I'm gonna get down to the floor. Ooh, but Steve, why are you going down to the floor? Give you the long view. This is the way he comes. Here. Frankie. Oh, he's way upstairs. He's right here. There he is. This is his favorite part of the morning. Oh, he loves himself some eggs. Right here. I'll get you one little bit more. All right. You little dancing chihuahua. That is how you get in 1,000 calories to start your day. So any questions you have, let me know. But I'm going to go enjoy my meal, get my daughter up, and let's go make it a day worth repeating. I appreciate you all. As we say, let's go. Joe, let's go. Oh, did you hear that? I did.